I've done 13 movies. I've been at it for 30 years. And this is the one movie I believe that landed exceeding the expectations. This is a family drama as much as it is an epic horror movie, you know? So I always had great fondness for monsters, you know? I think they became magical religious figures for me. The humans were very boring and they were very pedestrian, and I found the monsters more interesting, fascinating, and pure. You know, you don't think Godzilla is gonna tiptoe around your garden gnomes, you know? But a person can fool you.
Hello, Mr. Del Toro. I watched
Very nice to meet you.
Frankenstein. Yes, and what a fantastic visual experience it was for me.
Thank you.
So, uh, here is my first question. You have lived with this story for decades now.
Yes,
Now that we are all going to experience this story of Frankenstein the way you have imagined it.
yes.
What are your
Well, I think that is really nice to have dreamt it for a long time and for the movie to land either where you wanted it or better than you wanted it, which is very, very rare in my life. I've done 13 movies. I've been at it for 30 years. And this is the one movie I believe that landed exceeding the expectations that I had for that long a time, you know. I think that for me personally, it marks the end of a certain stylistic era for me. I want to move to something different, but every movie I've made, Crimson Peak, Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, all of them led to the style that is enacted on Frankenstein. So it's a culmination for me personally. So it feels like a little bit like joyful postpartum depression.
uh, thing is you choose to tell the story from two different perspectives, okay? And is that something you always wanted to do? Because the what remains with us when we walk out after watching the movie is the creature's voice and uh, what he imparts to us.
Yes. I think that that's the surprising element of hearing the same story from a different point of view was always there for me from the beginning, decades ago. But what is beautiful for me is that the way where it happens in the movie, how it happens in the movie, is very effective. You know, is right when the creator thinks it has killed the creature, he has killed the creature, which evidently is alive, says, "Now let me tell you my story," and you have the chance 1 hour into the movie for the audience to say, "Oh, I have never heard that before." You know, it's a very beautiful setup for a very powerful, intimate punch at the end of the movie that makes you understand this is a family drama as much as it is an epic horror movie, you know?
What is your fascination with creatures and also turning the concept, the way we understand creatures, demons, or monsters on its head?
I think that I always, in the movies, I always sided with the monsters because they were more interesting than the humans for me. The humans were very boring and they were very pedestrian. And I found the monsters more interesting, fascinating, and pure. Like a monster is never gonna fool you. You see the monster, you know what it is. You know, you don't think Godzilla is gonna tiptoe around your garden gnomes, you know? But a person can fool you. A human can look decent and well-groomed and in a nice suit and is a horrible human being. So I find monsters to wear their imperfection openly. And I like that. I like that. I find it very refreshing, you know, to meet creatures that are who they represent to be. So I always had great fondness for monsters. You know, I think they became magical religious figures for me.
And you did make a statement about that you are scared of those who are in nice suits and have a horrible soul. So, is there a message that you want to send out through the story of Frankenstein?
Yes, I think for me, my own interpretation of the tale is that it is possible to exist and coexist with imperfection, and that a desirable virtue is forgiveness. You know, and perhaps as you age, I recall Luis Buñuel, the filmmaker, saying as he aged, he realized that the only true virtue is kindness. You know, and I think that we don't have to enact it all the time. We can fail to do so, but now and then you have to practice it because it actually heals you. And we are very, very much into an unkind world right now. So I think the movie is very timely with that.
Um, your movie is also a celebration of craftsmanship
Yes.
because, uh, yes, and practical effects. So, how important is to drive in that point and talk about it in the at a time we are facing the threat of AI, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I think that anything virtual is virtually useless for me. I find human activity and human gestures and human acts profoundly moving. You know, I think that when you see a movie where the set is real and the costumes are handmade and everything has been fabricated, aged by human hands, when you see, instead of digital explosions, you see a miniature being blown up for real, there is a sense of pride and beauty to human craftsmanship that I think elevates the effort into opera or art, you know, and I think that people do notice the difference and they feel it, even if they cannot tell why. They understand the movie is handmade, and I think that that is such a beautiful thing to know about the movies you make, that they are handmade by humans for humans. They give it another scale. You know, when people say, I know many of the great directors of our times, and people use the word visionary. And visionary just means they don't know how to market the movie. I've been with visionaries and I've seen them not understand how they're gonna do their movie and how are they gonna save it. And that makes it really moving to me. That humanity is what makes art moving. The brushstrokes of a Van Gogh, the thickness of the paint, the gesture that tells you a human made it, is the same with film.
um, my final question is: how did you choose the two actors for like Oscar Isaac and Jacob for the film?
Oscar Isaac, I wrote the part for. We met one afternoon and I said, I'm going to write my Victor for you, because he had that vulnerability, beauty, frailty, and raging sort of charisma. You know, a combination that makes it unique for Victor. And Jacob got cast by the movie. The accident of the schedules that made Andrew Garfield leave the production and gave us the tide of time brought Jacob Elordi to a role that is impossible for me to imagine with anyone else, and that frankly shows once and for all what a serious, great actor he is. You know, that happened. I think that accidents in movies, after you prepare a lot, accidents are desirable. The movie is talking to you and you should listen. And I was never afraid of the recasting. I felt if Andrew is leaving, is sad, but I'm sure we'll find somebody absolutely fabulous for the role. And we did.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.